26 below, modern day Highway 26. And that over there is the last turn in the highway just before the Mirror Lake trailhead. And in fact, they say that that's where the first chute used to be, and then they moved the first chute off of Laurel Hill. We're now standing on Laurel Hill, basically, and Laurel Hill right here was basically Highway 26 blasted its way through Laurel Hill. The Laurel Hill continues that way, and even the old highway used to come this way too, except it didn't go straight. Then it did a little serpentine that way and back up that way. And in fact, what you see over there is the remnant of Highway 20, the old highway. We can continue riding there and eventually get to chute number 3, which was sort of in that direction. We are now on the other side of Highway 26. There's Highway 26 down there. And we used to be up there on top of that ridge. And now we're on the other side, which is in the shade, mercifully, in the afternoon. And we can proceed on both highway, the old highway and Barlow Trail continue in this direction. So the old Mount Hood Highway keeps on doing a gentle turn to the left, then another gentle, big, long turn to the right. Basically does a huge, big letter S, seeking a gentler way down Laurel Hill. We are now on Laurel Hill. Notice here in the bushes, with no particular indication, here's a trail that goes down. And now it's just a steep, narrow trail because basically the construction of the old highway here kind of buried parts of Laurel Hill, but I mean the old Barlow Trail. The old Barlow Trail basically continues in that direction, and we will rejoin it now pretty soon. How do we know that we're in the right place? Look here, if you zoom in to all this underbrush, there's a sign. Well, it says something like no motorized traffic, but it's one of those signs in the series. And as soon as we got off the steep embankment from the old highway, we got down onto a little more flat terrain here. Nice little trail here, smooth, and we get another really good confirmation that we are on the right place. It says original wagon route. Check out all these plants. These are all rhododendrons. Rhododendrons. That's where the town Rhododendron got its name. In fact, this hill should be called Rhododendron Hill. The only reason it's called Laurel Hill is because the original pioneer settlers confused this. They thought that this was Laurel, which is, I guess, similar. I don't know, but could have been called Rhododendron Hill if they knew what this was. Okay, so far we've been on a relatively gentle downhill, and the reason why it's gentle is because we were actually on a ridge. We were traveling along a 4-mile long ridge called Laurel Hill. Actually, we only did about 2 miles or 2.5 or something so far. It continues, Laurel Hill does. But anyway, so now it's time to finally get down. And this is where we come to the steepest part of the Oregon Trail, the steepest part of Barlow Road. According to Jim Tompkins, Oregon historian, there were 5 such chutes that were employed at different times. Once one of them got used up, they proceeded on to the next place and the next place. This is number 3, chute number 3, and here we go. Wow! Did they really go down this? Pretty amazing. They would tie a tree behind their wagon to slow it down, act as an anchor. And these trees actually eroded then a lot of the terrain. That's why all that's left now is rocks. But even then, only the men and the oxen were going down this way, and the women and children went around. There's a trail that goes around on either side. There's a trail. And here's the trail for the women and children. Meanders through the forest like that. Just feet away from the main chute. One of the pioneers, J.H. Brown, wrote, "We looked in dismay, and the cattle seemed to moan in distress. But others had descended, and so must we." By the way, none of the other chutes were any easier. They're all about the same. Everybody agreed that this is the worst road ever. And they cursed that they had to pay for this road. $5 per wagon. Mary Hill Dunn in 1852 describes it as follows. "Where the road left off at the top of the chute was almost straight drop down. It was necessary for us to rough lock the wheels and tie trees to the rear of the wagons to operate as a drag to hold them back. We also used chains on the wheels to keep them from turning around. Only 2 oxen were hitched to a wagon, and a man was stationed on each side with a whip in order to keep them going in the right direction. The side of the hill was covered with women on either side, finding an easier way down. Women, children, and cattle that were turned loose. So steep was the grade that some of the women had to be assisted. A few days before, a man had been killed here when his wagon turned over on him." Mary Hill Dunn, 1852.